and welcome on a new Coach Staff Academy Lab Guide. I'm Corentin Guinez, driver for CMRC, and today we are on Magny Cours for the week 6 of the Falcon Tire Sportscar Challenge. As you can see, wet conditions this time. It's about 50% of wet chances, I would say. So yeah, many chances to have some wet. So I guess it's going to be interesting to see the key points of driving around this track on the wet, and yeah, pretty tricky, so it's good to know what to do and what to avoid. So yep, first hot lap and then I give you those different key points. So yep, let's get started. Alright, so here we go for the lap around Magny Cours. So we just crossed the start finish line. Then we are approaching quickly the T1. Not a big distance between the start finish line, at least even the exit of the chicane and the T1. So yeah, first action comes pretty quick. Usually on the dry, you would use the all the curb on the right side. So basically, I guess you could put the left wheels on the edge of this one, so you could just use a lot of track, or a bit of runoff, I would say. But this time on the wet, of course, you cannot really do that, because even if I think the green part is a bit less slippery compared to the curb, you will need to cross the red and white curb anyway, because you will come from the right, and then you will need to basically cross the curb and go back on track. And of course, there is the white line. So yeah, in my opinion, I just prefer to stay away from the curb. Of course, on the wet, maybe it depends how wet it's going to be. I guess you can have different wet conditions, sometimes more wet, sometimes less, just the in between, just between the dry and the wet. So yeah, but on moderate wet, I would say I just stay away from the curb. So basically, I have pretty much the same braking reference, pretty much. I'm just waiting the end of the curb. So yeah, most likely the same reference on the dry. Maybe I'm braking a tiny bit after going off the curb, but yeah, the difference is really small, to be fair. So yeah, as you can see, getting past the end of the curb, and then if we are looking at delta, I'm not braking too much, as you can see, around 20%. I'm not, oh yeah, 23% at the beginning of the braking, and I guess I'm yeah, I'm dropping to fourth. So yeah, just braking to slow down a bit the car, get the rotation, and then I will just aim for the left side of the curb. So as you can see, I'm just trying to make sure I can get these. So it's, I don't know how it is really, maybe some sort of bricks or something. I don't really know what this is made of, but yeah, it has a decent grip, so it helps you really to stay on the inside and to avoid to go too wide on the exit of this one, because then if you end up going wide, you are most likely about to um, go on the curb, because the grip is really low if you end up going wide. So yeah, and then if you get the curb, of course, you're going to lose a lot of speed, so you lose a lot of momentum. So yeah, by getting this inside, yeah, it's maybe a bit of dust or mud or whatever. Yeah, when you get this thing, it gives you a nice rotation, and then you can keep a lot of momentum. So yeah, it's really ideal to get this. Then we are heading into the left and then the very long right. So this first part of the track is very important, because then of course you have the very long straight. So yeah, if you are not making the things right, or if you are rushing a bit everything into this sector, then you will compromise quite a lot the back straight or the straight, which comes just after. So yeah, then you just try to not cross the limit too much, getting too close from the curb. Like this, it's pretty good. Like I'm still have a decent margin. When I meant going too wide, it was going too wide, of course, on the entry. So then you would end up on the curb. But just like this, it's fine. I managed to get the T1 right. Then you're just going back to the left. We'll cross the curb, this curb, but of course you're going to wait before braking, because of course if you are braking on a mix of curb, white line, runoff, and of course off track, then it's going to end up terribly, because then if you don't have the good entry, I would say, into this corner, then it's most likely going to be really bad for the straight after that. So yeah, I will just lift a tiny bit, but then once the car is off the curb, as you can see, then I'm starting to brake, trying to straight away aim for the outside, which is the part of the track that is the which has the best grip, because if you stay on the inside, I guess it's too wet. So yeah, just go for the outside. So as you can see, just trying to make sure I can carry a decent amount of speed if I'm putting this at the normal speed. Just a tiny bit of brake on the entry, trying to bring the car to the outside, but then I just managed with the throttle. So if we are checking this on Delta, as you can see, I'm braking quite a bit, I would say, at the beginning, of course, because yeah, I cannot just brake for maybe 1 or 2 seconds, but in braking 10%, it doesn't work. So it's better to put more braking at the beginning, but then once the car has the right speed and you can get the line you want, then it's just about, as you can see, managing the throttle. So I guess this curve tells you how much you need to work on throttle. Sometimes you are going to put a bit more throttle because you want to get a bit more rotation, but then of course it's very important to be kind on throttle, really build up the momentum, because then if you are trying to go too on off, it's not going to work. The M4 is quite sensitive with the throttle input, so yeah, it's you have to do like a lot more work compared to the other GT4 to nail the exits of the corner and get a good momentum. So yeah. So then once again going for it, pressing the curb, going on the brake, then releasing the brakes, trying to get the dry line. Then as you can see, just playing with the throttle, fourth gear. Then I'm going back into the first half, or the half, the right half of the track. Grip is not too bad, I would say. So it's pretty good to do that. In my experience, staying all the way on the outside doesn't feel really good on the exit. So I guess if you can rejoin the middle of the track, On the exit of this one, it's pretty good, I would say. And then as you can see on the exit, just trying to make sure I'm not going too wide, avoiding the curb, and then you have that long straight, so the one I was talking before. So yeah, if you have a good exit of the long right, you are really happy because you see that you are gaining some time on the black box. Then for this big braking, just checking the wait, is it the no? It's not 200, so it should be 150, I guess, because it's just between the 100 and the 200. So yeah, must be 150. So wait, is there a board on the right side? Yeah, close, just the one white line just after the F on the right side. So yeah, once you're getting close to this white line, releasing the throttle, going on the brake. So as you will see on Delta, it's a big braking zone. So I'm braking quite deep, I would say. The M4 allows you to brake deeper compared to the others because the ABS effect is not so big compared to the others. Like it almost feels like there's no ABS. I mean, of course there is ABS because you are never going to lock up the tires, but yeah, it doesn't feel like the car is going to go fully straight if you are um, going really deep on the brake. So yeah, it's one of the only car in GT4, I guess. Of course, we are not covering the McLaren and the Aston this season, but yeah, I don't think I guess it would be the same as the Porsche and the AMG with the brake. So yeah, the M4 is pretty much the only one of its kind with the brake. So yeah, deep on the brake. Then I'm just trying to get back a tiny bit to the middle of the track. I will jump to second. Then as you can see, holding the brake, trying to make sure I can get the the apex right. Of course, I'm not trying to get too much on the apex because then of course there is a chance to have some big wet patches, of course, and if you clip the curb, it's not going to end up really well on the exit, and you will lose some time. So yeah, then main target is to make sure you are being kind on throttle on the exit. So just waiting the steering to be fully straight, so then you can go almost full throttle. Of course, you have to be patient on the wet. You cannot go full throttle straight away. It's not like the wet, of course, the dry condition. So yeah, you have to be patient. Um, Patience is pretty much the key. Sometimes you will try to go very early on throttle, and you will find out that after maybe 10 laps, by going more carefully, by being more smooth, I would say, you are going to gain time naturally. So yeah, sometimes it doesn't mean like going earlier on throttle makes you gain some time. That's not really how it works on the wet. So then out of this corner we will approach the very fast chicane. So we will need to be careful on track limits. So for this one, so this chicane and the next one, so you have this chicane, then the left, then you have this sort of right after the long left, and then you have the chicane, like the chicane which is just on the left side, just right now. So yeah, the approach will be the same as this one. So you will stay away from the racing line. You're not even like on the dry. I would go fully on the curb, putting the right wheels on the red and white curb, and then dive into the corner and brake at the 50. This time, of course, it's completely different. I just stay away from the normal racing line, and I just stay away as well from the first half. I would say, if you had to draw a line in the middle, in the center of the track, I would try to stay more to the right side of this center line. So yeah. As a braking reference, just braking pretty much at the beginning of the red and white curb. So as you can see, getting by the red and white curb, going on the brake. I guess I'm almost in the very middle of the track, so it's quite okay. The car doesn't slide, so it's fine. Then on the brake, so as a braking for this one, around 65%. So yeah, it's not a big braking. It's just about slowing down the car. Of course, you are a lot more on the inside, so this means you have to slow down the car a lot more, of course, and the track is wet, so yeah, you have to really slow down the car. Then, as you can see, releasing the brake, turning to the right, so bringing the car into the corner, getting the sausage. So yeah, this time I would avoid the sausage most of the time during the dry condition, even if the chicane is quite difficult to get it right, to be fair, because you are arriving with quite a lot of speed. So yeah, but this time, I mean, in this condition, you cannot really avoid the sausage, because if you do that, then you end up using a bit more of the potential water there is just close to the white line. So yeah, and then if you really want to avoid the curb, it almost looks like you have to do this and then maybe going back like this. So yeah, to be fair, the grip is pretty good by crossing the sausage. It doesn't feel too bad. Of course, you have to be kind when you are going on throttle. So as you can see, I'm going back on throttle before going on the curb, but as you can see, I'm not putting more throttle. I'm releasing the throttle a little bit, and then when I'm back on the track off the curb, then I'm going back on throttle. And I do the same when I'm crossing this, because I pretty much have the same. This time I have almost the same line as what I'm using on the dry. So I'm using the green bit, and then I'm putting just the right wheels of the white line, so away from the white line. Off track is pretty harsh as well on this one, so yeah, it's good if you keep a bit of a margin. But yeah, as you can see, quite a lot of throttle. Then once I'm on the curb, you need to stay away. And once you are back on the track, then you can go back on throttle. So yeah, if we are doing that from the car, as you can see, on the brake, diving into the corner, back on throttle just before the curb, releasing a bit the throttle when I'm on the curb, back on the track, back on throttle. So I'm going a bit more on throttle, of course, because I want to get the momentum. Then I turn to the left. I put the left wheels on the green part, right wheels off the white line and off the curb, releasing the throttle. And then once I'm off this curb, now I can go back on throttle. Just trying to make sure I can get close of the curb, but without going on the curb, because then you would lose all the grip. And then I'm trying to dive on the inside. On the dry, I would stay a bit longer to the outside, so I would basically use the curb, and then getting close of the curb. Being close of the curb, I would just go on the brake. This time, I choose to not use the actual racing line, because I guess it has less grip. So I'm diving straight away for the inside. It should have less rubber, because it's not the line you would use on the dry. So yeah, diving to the inside, as you can see, steering to the left, and then close off the end of the curb, like maybe a good 5 meters, I would say, off the throttle, going on the brake. So I'm not braking too hard, I would say. Yeah, I'm braking about 55%. At yeah, 57 at the most. So yeah, and then as you can see, I hold the brake for quite a long time, to be honest, just until I'm reaching the beginning of the exit, I would say. It's very important to hold the brake, because it has a really small amount of grip. To be fair, this track was pretty difficult on the wet, because you have to play with the fact that the track limits are a bit weird. It's not like that's why I love the British tracks, because you have grass and stuff to define the track limits, but this time on the track like this, you have to play with the limits and stuff. But the problem is that when you're using curbs and runoff, it doesn't have the grip. So yeah, it's a bit of a nightmare to drive a track like this on the wet. So yeah, like I said, very small amount of grip. So you really have to find the right amount of speed. If you are going too fast, you're just straight away going to lose to lose your grip. So that's why it's very important to really get the right speed, which doesn't cross the limit. So yeah, as you can see on the brake, around 57 at the beginning, then I just stay with third, and then it's just about trying to find the grip. As you can see, going a bit wider to find some sort of dry. I mean it's not dry at all, but at least it's a bit less wet, I would say. Then crossing the middle of the track, I'm almost fully on the outside. so I'm not too far from the. Yeah, this is a good camera angle, I would say. If I can go, oh, I can go. Wait, yeah, maybe blimp is good enough. So yeah, as you can see, on the I almost take a double apex. So getting my first apex, then going wide, trying to get the maybe less wet part of the track, and then as you can see, getting my second apex. And yeah, just on the outside, this it can be a bit slippery, but yeah, in this part of the track, you have to do a line like this because the all the inside is really slippery. So yeah, with the pressure in this part, you could go flat, but yeah, you're not even flat with the M4 because the M4 is a lot more tricky on the weight, I would say, on throttle. Like I said before, very sensitive to the throttle inputs. And then yeah, have to make sure by staying, basically by going tight on the exit of this one. This helps you to get closer to the right line when you're approaching the right this right corner out of the this this long right. So yeah, from the outside, how it looks. So as you can see, tight on the exit, almost getting the curb, at least getting really close of the curb. And as you can see, I stay on the left side. So yeah, then nothing to really worry about. Just need to lift a little bit when you are getting close of the exit, because if you stay full throttle, it can snap really quickly, and then you can lose a lot of time. So sometimes it's better to lift a little bit, so then you can make sure that you are not losing control. So yeah, you are not gaining time by doing that, but you can make sure that you are not losing time as well. So yeah, it's pretty good way, pretty good, I guess, in this place to not take too much risk by trying at all costs to go full throttle. What can be good as well on the on that place is to short shift to force. So as you can see, short shifting early to force, so maybe close to the yellow LED, the yellow LED, yeah, yellow LED going to force. So yeah, short shifting can be a really good thing there, because yeah, it once again, you could see right there the how slippery it can be with the steering. So yeah, it can be a good thing to put force gear to avoid, or at least make it less less painful. Then second chicane, like I told you, same approach, moving the car to the right, and then I'm just braking, I would say, to the right, I would say middle of the track. Then you're just braking at the I would say in the middle. I would like to give a number, but I don't know. Maybe 80, because I don't think this can be 50 actually. So yeah, maybe 80, 85. So braking when the tire marks are, like, the tire marks begins. I don't know if you can see it really on the video, but yeah, just yeah, almost close to the exit road actually. Um I never really I've never really seen this exit road actually when I was driving on wet, but I guess it can be a good reference. Oh, my bad, I made a mistake. But yeah, I think this exit road can be a really good good reference, to be fair. So yeah, close to the exit road. Yeah, so it does match. Close to the exit road, going on the brake. So I'm not braking too hard, I guess. For this one, it's pretty much the same as the first chicane. So yeah, it's about 70% or something. It's a bit more, but it's about 5% more. So it doesn't make a huge difference, I would say. So yeah, just braking when the car is more when the car is straight, but then as you can see, I'm quickly releasing the brake before I'm getting into the corner. So yeah, on the brake, then releasing the brake, getting the sausage. So it's almost the same approach, just going earlier on throttle, just trying to make sure I'm not going too hard on throttle when I'm on the curb. So as you can see, almost locking the throttle amount, so I'm almost not changing my amount of throttle when I'm on the curb. Then once I'm off the curb, going back on throttle, it's almost exactly the same. Just the shape of the chicane is different, but apart from that, it's almost exactly the same way to take the chicane. So yeah. Then on the curb, being kind on throttle, and then once I'm off the curb, now I can go on throttle. I just try to avoid to go too wide, because then if I end up going on the white line and this this green painted stuff, then I will lose grip and I will lose momentum. So yeah. Then approaching this tight right-hander, so I will brake just when I'm getting past the beginning of the grass on the right side. So getting past the grass on the right side, going on the brake, braking quite a bit, I would say, into this one. It's a not braking. So yeah, I'm braking 95%. Will drop to second for this one. So yeah, big braking. But like I said, ABS effect doesn't feel too bad on the M4. So yeah, it allows you to brake more. I just say on the inside, I'm not trying to get the dry line, of course, because I will lose just all of the grip. So just stay on the inside, going down the gears, will jump to second, and then I will just try to make sure I'm using the curb on the inside. This is going to help me to get some rotation, and of course it's going to help me as well to get some less distance to do. So yeah, then I just try to stay on the inside on the exit. So yeah, it's once again a bit more grippy, I would say. I mean, grippy is maybe not the word, because the grip is almost nowhere around this track with the wet, but yeah, it has a bit more grip compared to the normal dry line you would use. I mean, on the dry line you would use as well the curb, but yeah, just stay on the right half of the track, so then it has a better traction. Then this left, important to stay on the very inside if you can, because if you end up going to I would say too close to the middle of the track, then it almost feels like the car is aquaplaning a little bit, or at least you are losing quite a lot of grip, and then you end up needed with the need of releasing the throttle, approaching the second last braking zone of the track. So yeah, it's better to stay as close as you can from the white line without crossing the white line. So as you can see, I don't think I'm driving on the white line. Yes, I am actually. So yeah, never mind. But yeah, not the grass, of course. So yeah, just try to make sure you can get as close as you can from the left, and then you move to the right. And then, as a braking reference, just brake between this white line and this one. So yeah, just when you are in the middle of the two, just go on the brake. EV braking zone. So as usual, as you can see, staying in the right half of the track, and then big braking zone around 91%. So yeah, it's almost the same as this one, but this braking is longer, because of course you are coming with a lot more speed, because as you can see, the straight is I mean, it's not a straight, but yeah, this is fully flat. So yeah, it's almost like a straight, so you arrive with a lot more speed. So yeah, of course you have to brake longer. So as you can see, on the brake, waiting until I'm getting close of the corner, dropping to second, and then holding for quite a bit the brake, because if you're racing too early, then you end up going too wide and having some understeer. So it's really important to really hold the brake until you are getting close to the apex. Then on the exit, really important to be kind on throttle. As you can see, just trying to slowly build the momentum on the exit, and then just trying to avoid as well the curb on the left. And then for the last chicane of the track, I will put third just before entering into the chicane. I will turn in a bit earlier than what I would make with the dry. I would wait a bit more on the dry, but yeah, I think if I'm waiting too much, then I end up in the rubber, and then it would be more difficult to make the chicane with a good amount of speed. So I'm just turning in a bit earlier. I'm getting a lot of curb actually in the first part of the chicane, so a lot more than what I probably would do on the dry. And then, as you can see, the car is, I would say, almost straight. By getting more curb on in the first part, then this means I have less steering angle to the left to put for the exit of the chicane. So I have basically a better traction out of the chicane. I don't think I'm braking on the entry of the chicane. I'm just trying to play with the throttle. Like I said, it's really about managing the throttle on the wet. I think I'm using third into the chicane. Yeah, I told you that I was putting third just before steering to the right. So yeah, then bit of curb. I mean, good amount of curb in the entry of the chicane. Same, trying to be smooth on the throttle, not trying to do too much on off, because you are going to basically ruin the balance of the car. And the M4 is not the best car. It's not too bad, but it's not ideal on the curbs. So yeah, if you are being too aggressive on the inputs and stuff, combined with the fact that the car is not really at ease on the curbs, then it's going to be really difficult to manage. So yeah, if you are really if you are doing a very good job on the inputs, then it makes it will make your life easier, because yeah, you will make the car, at least on your end, a bit easier to drive. So yeah, and then out of this curb, just releasing a bit the throttle when I'm on the curb, and then on the exit, just trying to avoid the curb and the curbs, like I said, just before entering T1. So it's the same curb. So you do the same, and you are crossing the start finish line for the lap around Magny Cours. Alright everyone, so we're done for today. That was the week 6 lap guide of the Falcon Tire Sports Car Challenge with the M4 on the wet Magny Cours. Don't forget to like and subscribe to the Coach Dev Academy channel, and join the Discord server if you have any questions about the work we are making. And I see you next week for week 7. See you next time, bye bye.